Why do women struggle to leave a man that they know ain't good for them?
Ooh wee.
So
He on your head.
So from this, so
Put
I'm
on
gonna break
my
it down.
neck.
So yeah, like I said, we turning up the heat a little bit. So I want you to
Okay.
talk, speak from personal experience, but
Yeah,
also
for
speak
sure.
about the advancement and how to learn from it. Why do women struggle to leave men that they know ain't good for them?
Well, I think that one of the things that I've struggled with is because you're looking for love in all the wrong places. So you get with somebody and you're searching for something. And I always think that with women staying with someone that's not typically they cup of tea, or whether it stems from any type of physical, mental, or emotional abuse, there's a lack of something there. So I encourage women to kind of like dig deep on that. And one of the things that when I was younger, that I was searching for was just like my dad, like, you know what I mean? Having those, the lack of, black
male
fathers
figure.
or male figures being around.
That's important.
And you don't really know, like,
Yeah.
the reasons why they're not
Yeah,
around.
you don't fully understand it.
Yeah, so, I was
subconsciously.
Self-consciously, yeah, but I was dating a guy when I was like, I was 19. I was 19 or whatever, and I did have like a ectopic pregnancy, and thankfully the baby didn't make it through, because I realized that I'm like, dang, like I will have like a downward trajectory from a bad situation, from somebody who was abusive. Like I'm thinking that all of these things was like love, and like, well, he wants me, he just made a mistake, or
Right.
like or I'm the only person that he's done this to.
Yeah.
And from that experience, I do realize, like, dang, I was missing out on something. I didn't even love myself at that moment. So I had to seek something within myself to kind of come up out of that space. And once I did that, I'm like, damn, okay. I mean, dang. Okay,
Yeah.
I said my first word.
Yeah.
Not me.
He said that. He said, wait, what we say? What was the
He said, dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, damn. Like that's
okay.
not bad.
He said that we can say that.
I ain't saying
I ain't
nothing.
saying nothing else.
He said, "I ain't ghetto monsters unlocked."
I do realize, like, from that experience, it taught me a lot about the person that I was in the moment and the things that I missed out on. So.
Right.
I don't think that women struggle to leave. Women struggle to find a thing within themselves to help them leave. Whether that's, like building yourself up in a different capacity. You have to go and do some real soul searching on like love, self-discovery, mental space, like finding safer spaces to help you blossom. You know what I mean? Like, we get into these relationships thinking that everything is everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a relationship expert. Never. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because baby is out here somewhere. You out here somewhere. So
Oh my God. You gotta make that a reel.
I'm just saying, baby, is you out here somewhere? Because
you
I don't know
looking
where
for
he
him?
at. I mean, I don't know where he at, but I feel like my person is watching me grow.
Yeah.
I feel like my person is watching me grow.
No, her reactions is crazy.
She
over there
knows
having a
something
blast.
that y'all don't know.
Yeah.
That's what is going on right now.
She said, "How can
she
you
having
say
a
that when
fit.
you was just telling me about?"
Now you had said.
She having a fit right now, y'all.
I ain't saying nothing on camera.
Okay, so
This is a man.
This is a safe space. But
This what I can say, man. We got a hot relationship, humble, open, and transparent.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So if it's something
Here you
don't
go
wanna
with the
say-
acronyms.
Yeah.
Evolve. True.
That's Michael
Shift.
Tyler. That was Mike Tyler. Right
okay, so
Oh
here
my
we
God.
go.
Church.
But I think that for real about it is we end up lacking something within our spirits, within
Yeah.
ourselves, within our souls that we got to actually go find and seek that through therapy, through safe spaces, through friendship. One of the things that G always say is friendships or sisterhood will save you. And I didn't understand what that mean at the time, but really having safe spaces with your sisters, not just blood, but your friends, but find deeper than a friend in a relationship. So having a safe space for your brown girls to come together and like vent, like, because you don't know what she could say to help you. And I'm not saying like the girl, let's go bust out his windows type of friend. I'm talking about the friends who's going to help you hold yourself accountable to release what it is that you need to do. And then
remind you of your self-value as
well.
reminding
of your self-value, your self-worth, because you are loved, you are magic, you are everything that you want to be, everything that you believe that you can be, you are that. And just reestablishing the boundaries within yourself too, because I think that we don't have boundaries in that space sometimes. And one of the things that I realized that, you know, from my last relationship experience, I have really strong boundaries, especially in a vulnerable space with a man. It's almost like I don't want to give too much of myself to you, to where I'm going to lose myself, because I don't want to lose me. And having someone in a relationship who struggled with mental health, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't go down that road. That doesn't look too healthy.
You saying
for
you
me.
Was in somebody in a relationship?
That was my last relationship.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Oh, you on that? Like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
So, and I feel like, I'm not going to say like, you know, I'm ready for my person, but whenever my person comes, I just pray that I am ready.
Sorry.
She on some mess. I don't know what mess she was on, but she on that. But, you know, baby out here somewhere. He probably on the TV, you know.
She said, I ain't going to say nothing. She said, I ain't going to say nothing.
So I do realize that, you know, self-worth, boundaries within yourself is going to help you leave that toxic situation. We don't talk enough about how toxic we are in those spaces. We talk about how toxic the other person is. But if you hold yourself accountable just a little bit more, you'll feel like, okay, like I do need to leave that alone. It's not for me. So I don't think that women talk about it enough. But
I like
that.
Yeah, I think that's important. You know,
we gonna get there.
Yeah,
one step at a time.
Yeah, and I feel like that is an important part to because you know, like the original question, but that's a good part about it is like that sisterhood aspect. You know what I mean? I feel like that is needed because a lot of these women who might be in these bad relationships, if they don't really got no circle of faith, like I like to call it, they don't really have nobody to go to and have that accountability. Like, girl, you know, what should I do? Or like had that kind of advice. So G, from your perspective, you know what I mean? So she gave it from that side to your perspective. What is the main reason why women can't leave a man that they know is not good for them? A different one from what she said.
I think that especially like when you get older, right, and you hit your 30s. When you're young, is low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You don't understand your worth. You don't understand the capability that's out there for you. You don't have a good reference point of what it could be.
Yeah.
When you in your 30s, is that you feel the options have run out, and you're trying to, and just in my experience, right, this might not be true for everybody, but you feel the options have run out, and I'm gonna stay because what else is it out there? And I think women have and can limit.
There's nothing better after this. Like,
yeah, there's nothing better after this. I think they have some limiting beliefs around that. But too, like when you were asking that question, I'm like, yeah, why do women stay? But why can't men be honest and say, I'm not in a place to love you the right way? Right. So why do women stay? But why aren't men standing up and saying, I can't love you how you need to be loved? Let me go.
Now you
this your show, but I want to hear the answer.
Yeah, so you finna help me get activated. I like that. Now we getting rolling. Yeah, and that's one of the. I'm so glad you brought that up. That brings me to my next part. You know, but so from personal experience, I've been in situations to where, or relationships or something to where it's like she's might be falling for me or want to stay with me, but at the same time as a man, I'm prolonging it, even though I know that I might not be able to see a future with her, or I might not be able to be what she really need long term. You know what I mean? So it would be like I said, when I know it should have been ended, I'll still keep it going. You know what I mean? So, and that's one of the transparent, and that's a good question too. And one of the things I had to learn is that for me, like you said, that soul searching type of thing, a lot of that stuff was like fear, you know, fear of being alone. You know what I mean? That's
men be afraid to let go too, not just women.
Do.
Yeah, so like, you know, for me, sometimes it would be from fearing of being alone, or because one of the things that I feel like I would always try to, so for me, it's a little different. It'd be that. And on the other side too, the flesh, you know what I mean? If we being real, if we being transparent, real and unedited, if I can do that, if we being, you know, 100, you know what I mean? That's that's one of the things too, you know, like we talked about when you being young, especially when you teen years and you young, you know what I mean? You might hold on to somebody from your flesh side, or emotional trauma bonding is another thing that I did too. In relationships. So that was one of them things to where when I might been hurt, I'm going through depression, I don't want to be by myself. So if this person making me feel good, I'll hold on to that, even though
you know that person is not gonna be your wife.
Yeah, and that's a real part, and that's one of the things that I had to be honest with myself about, and that's one of the main reasons to where I always said on this podcast and on the Modern Kings, I'm exposing myself, you know what I mean, because I came from a lot of these failures, you know what I mean, and that's one of the main things I had to learn is that as men, we supposed to be the leaders and we supposed to set the tone. So a lot of times we should be able to identify if, and me personally, you know, I feel like every man not on that level, you know what I mean? But I feel like if you a man and you in tune with your spirit and you got a lot of spiritual discernment, you should be able to sense and be able to identify, one, like you said, that me as the man, I'm not in a space to be able to go forward with this relationship. But two, I can see that you not at the place to where you even are able to receive what I'm about to give you. You know what I mean? So that's the
reciprocal love.
Yeah, so I feel like the accountability with relationships got to come from both sides of it.